Here's another problem from 5.1 is number 14. It says a student takes out a college loan of $5,000 at an annual percentage rate of 5% compounded monthly. So that's 12 times a year. If the student makes payments of $600 per month, how much to the nearest dollar does the student owe after 6 months? And it says don't round until the end. So I was looking for any formulas our book had to address this, and really for any other books. There's what we call amortization tables and amortization formulas. There are formulas out there that will tell you what that payment would be to pay it off in a defined period of time. But this one, the student has the freedom to set their own payments, and so usually this falls into, and I'll show you towards the end of the problem, how to use the TVM solver to do this problem. And TI-84s, TI-89s, a lot of these calculators are going to have this tool on there. But let's go the old school compound interest method for this. And this is something that I would have taught maybe in a Math 120 class, which is nice that students in calculus get this exposure, at least to some degree. There's more actually in Math 120 you get on the finance side, like you get in a mortgage and saving for retirement, which is a very valuable, those are both very valuable topics. So our first payment, we're going to have that $5,000. We want to see how much interest has accrued. So we're going to multiply that by 0.05 divided by 12. That is the interest portion. And we're going to add to that the principal of 5,000. Then we'll take away from it the payment of 600. And that's going to give us this number $4,420, 0.833333, and that's repeating. Now let me be clear. I took the output values from each time I did this calculation on my calculator, and I put the whole thing out. I didn't just type it in. I copied the whole value and put it into the next line. So while it's truncated in this appearance, it goes much further than that on the calculator, what it stores. 4420.8333333 times again 0.05 divided by 12 plus the other 5,000, or sorry, plus the other, in fact, let me show you what I did for the formula. I ended up saying that amount times the interest part plus the initial, the 1. So that, like from there's the 1. So I did interest plus the original to give us the total amount. Subtract the 600, and then this one I had 3839.253472. So I take that amount, 3839.253472. Again, multiply that by 0.05 over 12 plus 1. Now I realized I could do 0.05 over 12, get a decimal. It's going to be repeating. I just thought I'd leave it like this. Again, minus the $600 payment, and we'll be at 250.32, I take that amount, 3250.362 times 0.05 divided by 12 plus the 1 minus 600, and I get 2668.813905. Take that amount, 2668. Let me erase that. 0.813905 times again 0.05 over 12 plus 1 minus the $600 payment. That brings us to 2079.933963. Take that, 2079.933963 times 0.05 divided by 12 plus 1 minus the $600 payment gets us to our $1488.6003585. And they say go to the nearest dollar, so $14.89 is what the answer to the first part's going to be. Then if we continue this process on, we would get that $14.88, because they want to know when it's going to be paid off, 0.6003585 times 0.05 over 12 plus 1 minus 600 gets us to $894.802. 802.856. Okay, continue on to eighth payment. We're going to be at 800. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. 894.802856 times 0.05 over 12 plus the 1 minus the 600 gets us to 298.5312013. And so for obviously this is less than 600, and even with interest it's not going to get above 600. So we'll just take that 298.5312013 and multiply that by what interest has accrued since the last payment plus the principal, and that gets us to 299.7750813. So that'd be 299.78 would be the final payment, and you're paid off after 9 months. So I'm going to pause here real quick, and just the two key things. Remember, this is the final payoff amount after 9 months, and then we see the first part of the question. After 6 payments, you have $14.89 left. And what I want to show you now is on a TVM solver like on the TI-84 or 89 or Inspire or whatever you might have. So here's one I just pulled up. It's from GeoGebra. And so in the first case, we're looking at a 5% interest rate, present value of $5,000. And our payments are $600. And after 6 payments, I got to be careful here. I got to say negative 600 because that's money going out. And we want to know, it's 12 payments a year. That's how it's figured, but it's really, I know we're not going to do 12 payments. We just talked about that. Now let's see what the future value is going to be. 1488.6. So if you round that up, 1489 is what you still owe. And then the second part of the question says, how many payments till you have a future value of 0? So I'll put 0 for future value. And the number of payments, we're going to solve for that now. And it's 8.5, so that's 9 payments. So I hope that makes sense and you're able to utilize this tool both in your academic and in your personal lives. Have a good day.